Alright, new season means new builds, and today I want to go over a build that I have dubbed the Shielded Bomb. This build pairs Solar Hunter with the new exotic boots, Fortune's Favor. Fortune's Favor is new, and I feel like a lot of people wrote this off pretty quickly because it's just overshields for doing nothing, which is nice, but really overshields are not too crazy because they get shredded really fast. But there are some things we can do to offset that, notably the weapons we use. So this exotic reads, after landing a final blow while at full health or when out of combat for an extended duration, your shield will slowly recharge into an overshield. Now, while you have an overshield, you have increased accuracy, stability, handling, and damage against combatants. Now that damage against combatants is 20% and it does stack with everything. Most notably Radiant, which is why we are running Solar Hunter. Now, one thing I do want to note before going over the subclass is the weapon of choice, which is going to be any sort of weapon with repulsor brace destabilizing rounds. Essentially, destabilizing rounds, while you defeat a void debuff target, you gain an overshield. And destabilizing rounds puts volatile on enemies, which makes them a void debuff target. So it basically allows us to negate that first part of Fortune's Favor, which is waiting around for that extra shield to regen. You kind of just can negate that and get the overshield from your gun, which gives you a 20% damage buff from using your gun. Incredibly powerful combination that I think people should look more into. Now, as for our subclass, we want to run On Your Mark and Gunpowder Gamble for the aspects. On Your Mark is incredibly good because it's just cure on demand. Essentially, if we're going to be getting kills with our destabilizing round weapon all the time, we also should cure from it too. So not only are we going to be getting overshield from getting kills, we're also going to be getting cure at the same time. Plus, we're going to be getting even more weapon stats for our guns, does combo with Fortune's Favor. So we'll be getting more reload speed from this and reload speed from that. It's a very good combination, and I think that this is way better than Knock 'em Down, which is just, we're not really using throwing knives, and our golden gun doesn't need any more damage resist because really we already have enough of it from having the overshields. Gunpowder Gamble. It got a buff. I don't know why they buffed it, but I'm glad they did. It's so much more powerful, and it's kind of illegal how strong this might be. It's very dumb. Just trust me, throw your Gunpowder Gamble in the air, shoot it, and let it do the work for you. This is up there with all the void shenanigans that Warlocks are up to right now, and I really do mean that. Grenade, up to you. I use Firebolt because it's a lowest cooldown grenade, but I know most people might run healing. I opt out because I feel like this build has enough healing already, but who knows, maybe in some specific content you might need a bit more healing. Throwing Knife, same deal. Run whatever you're most comfortable with. I run Knife Trick just because it's easiest to use. As for our dodge, specifically we want to run Acrobat's Dodge because we get that Radiant to combo with the damage buff from Fortune's Favor. Acrobat's Dodge also did get a buff where it's now the same cooldown as Gambler's Dodge, so it's no longer like a minute 30, it's actually pretty easy to have good uptime on this ability, especially with some of our mods that we'll be running. Super, also up to you. I use Deadshot simply because it's fun to have like 15, Golden Gun shots back to back to back, and Golden Gun does cause Scorch now, so causing ignitions with your Golden Gun is pretty fun. I love it. As for our fragments, it goes like this. Ember of Eruption makes our Gunpowder Gamble, or ignitions in general, have a bigger area of effect. Those ignitions will spread Scorch with Ember of Char. That Scorch damage will then allow us to get melee energy and create a Fire Sprite from Ember of Searing. After picking up a Fire Sprite, we then heal and get Restoration, and Restoration and Radiant will last longer with Ember of Solace. So, kind of see what I'm going for. Throw your explosions. Explosions cost Scorch. Scorch gives you more melee energy and healing, and that healing will last longer. As for the weapons, like I said, I went over the Repulsor Brace Destabilizing Round. I use Recluse just because it's the best one I have at the moment, but if you have other things, use whatever you would like. As for the kinetic weapon, let's be real here, everybody's going to be using the Pressing Blade for the next 6 months. So this is the go-to right now that I recommend, but if you want some other options, the other options on screen are good for you. Conditional Finality, causes ignitions, very good. Wither Horde got a buff, it's fun. Don't sleep on this thing anymore, it's pretty good now. Xenog's Burden, also pretty good, never was not good. Bastion, I have this on here simply because I feel like this build lacks unstop abilities, And yeah, I know Gunpowder Gamble is unstoppable because it's an ignition, but you don't always have it at the ready, so it's good to have this just in case. Forerunner from the memes, and New Land Beyond because 720 no scope, get good. That's really it about the build. Mods, you can really change it however you like. The main things that you want to note are going to be Reaper, so whenever we use Acrobat's Dodge, we get an orb. Firepower, so Gunpowder Gamble can drop orbs. Kinetic Entropy for, you know, orbs with our destabilizing gun, and also for our Plastic Blade. As for stats, just go for whatever you would like. You know, 100 grenade, 100 super, 100 class is what I mainly go for. Melee is not really that needed because we aren't throwing knives as often as we should, but they're still very good to have. 85 melee is what I currently have. As for our artifact, I don't really have much unlocked currently. This doesn't get any benefit for us. This doesn't really do much for us either. The main thing that you'll probably see a benefit from in the build will be this right here, which is what I mentioned earlier about the siphon mods. Let's see. If you care about the fashion, this is the fashion. And yeah, that's it for the build. I will have a gameplay after this. I believe it'll be a Sunless Cell video. So yeah, thank you very much. And if you enjoyed the build, you know, leave a like, do all the YouTube things. Appreciate you. Have a nice day.
No matter how we slice it, Zebu Arath gains power from fighting. We're in a poor position to start, but we can minimize what she gains. Be efficient. Strike fast. Disrupt her ritual before it can gain traction. No matter how we slice it, Zebu Arath gains power from fighting. We're in a poor position to start, but we can minimize what she gains. Be efficient. Strike fast. Disrupt her ritual before it can gain traction. Ignore her. Her forces glory in these fights. They build tithes in battle, not only victory. Cut them short.
Piece of violence.
I see Zebu Arath's ritual proceeds apace.
Oh no.
If you reach beyond your own prison.
So it does. And I see you are familiar with the art of fighting our god of war. You cut her battle short. Blunt, but respectable. I have in my time done the same.
I am well aware. Taken putting up walls. After the Hive are already inside, that's not late. That's strategy. They're up to something. Hive or Dread, doesn't matter. Take them down while they're off balance.
What a killing floor this would be. see why she likes you.
Nothing more than pockets of battle here. You must keep going deeper still.
The deepest part of this prison has seen the most death, the most suffering.
If you cannot bring yourself to provide something useful, be quiet.
Useful. The Dreadnought was made after my memory. But I understand the flow of energy here. You're running out of time.
Taken, and the ritual between them. The hilt of the Willbreaker. With a relic of a brother's sword, Zebu Aroth would cleave the Dreadnought from my throne. Willbreaker, we need that hilt. Guardian, get shooting.
You treat the Taken as something apart from the Hive. They do have other species among their number, but it was I who made them. They are Hive, and their newfound curiosities serve me well.
You've disrupted the ritual, but something else has stepped into the gap.
This is not my taking. Knife of my slaying. To arms.
You have no authority here. What matters is that taking it down won't empower Zebu Arath, right? Then we cut the chatter. Activity's dying down. Zebu Arath's sword is still in the Dreadnought, but everything else seems fine. She will not soon be able to try again. For now, we have won. And we have Willbreaker's hilt. What about Oryx? He's secure, discontented, but held fast. I trust you. Do you hear him? Do you hear him intervening any further? He is secure. You do have control, I know.